It is Gearfest today in the UK. Gearfest is the UK's somewhat smaller version of the NAMM show, and Paul and myself will be attending. We're recording this ahead of time, but if you're going to be there today, we will be there. Please come up and say hello, and we will have a chat. And if you've left awkward comments, that'll be entertaining for everyone all round, but not many of you have, so that I'm feeling confident it's going to be a good day meeting everyone. Paul, further on from our last conversation a few weeks back, we gave each other some assignments, of which I think mine was visiting 6 studios by the end of the year. I have booked in to see 3 studios. I'm seeing Leo's on Friday, the day before this episode comes out. I'm seeing a gentleman called Julian. He's got a studio in Hackney. I'm seeing him. He studied at Berkeley. He is an exceptionally knowledgeable man about everything audio. And I'm going up to the SX Pro Studios on Tuesday to have a reveal. There is a reveal meeting of their new product, whatever that might be, of which I will know on Saturday. So that's fun. So I've got 3 studios out of the 6 that I'm visiting in the next, basically, 10 days. How are you getting on committing to going to gigs?
I have done absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. To the point where I've had to sit down and do a mind map. So I've actually got a mind map that I've started, and I've just tried to address all the things in my life, audio, studio, and just personally that I can try and make work. So yeah, I thought I was. That's
a good start, though. That's a productive thing to do.
But still, again, look, at the end of the day, I've had a few conversations with a few local people in the area that are a little bit influential, and again, we can maybe try and see, I'm leaving nuggets, but I need to be more forceful. So I'm going to continue with the mind map, and then from there, I'm going to set achievable goals, and proper plans and lists for myself that, I could be right, this is what I need to do here. So a part of that was the live stuff. So again, it's on the mind map, but on the mind map, it is basically check for gigs. You know what I mean? So it's there. So from there, it'll be a thing where I'll take it bit by bit, because I've been getting very overwhelmed by everything, because me being me, what I do is I see everything as a whole. And normally what I do is I just go, that one. Most people get overwhelmed. I just go, that one. I'll take that one, and that's what I'm going to do. And everything else gets completely forgotten about. So yeah, I'm going to stick to the mind map, and hopefully, and maybe in another 3-4 months, I'll be in a much better place in various aspects of my life, but also the studio and the audio career as well. But that is not what we're here to speak about today. We are here for the first time in a while to geek out about gear, because we are going to be, as Ed said, we are going to be in Gearfest. And our Gearfest video last year did very well. People were very, very interested in all the new up-and-comings of audio gear and geekery. So Ed, is there anything that you've heard on the audio grapevine that may be coming, anything interesting that you're about to see, or anything that you might think people will be able to find?
Yes, the Tantrum Audio guys have bought out a subwoofer called the Really Mean subwoofer, and if it's anything like the Angry Boxes, it's going to be a great speaker. Now, I'm hoping that Tom's got it in a room and he's done some treatment.
Trinov or something like that, yeah.
Trinov doesn't really work that well. Or Trinov in my room wasn't very kind on the Angry Boxes, and actually I use them without any treatment, because there's no phase alignment required. You just point the drivers at you roughly, and they're just cohesive. Put a third speaker in the mix, though, and that's when phase becomes a problem. So I'm interested to speak to Tom and understand what his research and development has been on that process. So actually, for him, room correction, thinking about it, might be a bad idea. Where I know there will be room correction, very well know there will be room correction, is in the PSI room.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew that.
Now, Emerging UK, who is run by Paul Mortimer, very lovely gentleman. He is going to be bringing the new PSI, whatever the model number is, which are huge, because they are basically low tweeter, mid, low driver configurations. They're going to be big and expensive. They're They're going to have the PSI sound on steroids. And I'm expecting those, if combined with the subwoofers, are going to be overkill in the kind of tiny room that they've traditionally been in. So I'm hoping they're maybe in a bigger room, because those are definitely main speakers at that size. They're not near fields or midfield. So hopefully there's a big room to make the most out of that. Other than that, I am just looking to hang out. I mean, this year of not buying any gear has made me realise, not really that bothered about gear anymore. It's
you
weird.
say that.
I've changed.
Ed will be in there for 10 minutes, and all of a sudden, honestly, Ed's like leg will be twitching and shit. I'll just be like, Ed, you all right? You're all right. He's getting the money sweats and stuff, and he's just like I'm trying to get Ed, get the bank, put the bank card away, Ed, stop it. You can't even buy anything.
I'll tell you what it is. If it isn't recallable, I'm not interested.
Yeah, you did say that.
Full stop. It doesn't matter what people release from now on. If it's not recallable, it's fucking redundant in my mind, and I feel very strongly about that. So, in my mind, I do have a list of where's audio gear. I'd like their NG bus compressor and the tube compressor, and they're big units. That are like $3,000 to $5,000 or something, but they're big expenses, obviously, and I promise not to buy anything this year. And a Lynx Aurora. Those are the only things I would quite like.
Lynx Aurora.
In my studio. Maybe a bigger Mac, I'm waiting for an M4 studio or an M5 studio, which could be out in...
I don't even want to admit it, because everybody would be like, I've told you. Emra's at me all the time, like, bro, Studio Apple, you've got the MacBook Pro, you're halfway there, just get the M4, ditch it. Because you said you're not going to upgrade to Windows 11, because my desktop can't upgrade to Windows 11. It's like whatever it was when it was built, and there's a security, blah, blah, there's a way around it. So Windows 10 is going to stop being supported in October, I think. So I've not got long left.
You need to get ahead of that now.
I know, so I said to my wife, I was like, look at that, babe, we're debt free, the PayPal credit's completely gone. And then I'm speaking to Emra.
$5,000 on a Mac studio.
Oh, no, man. Emra sent me a link. And I'm pretty sure you can pick up like an M4 1 terabyte mini for 1900, something like that.
The Mac M4 Mac Minis, they're like £700 brand new. Like the cheapest model.
Well, the one that's got higher spec, one's got more cores.
Yeah. But you can limit them out, and they're not. When you limit an M4 out, they're a bit better than the M1s. I'm probably going to get
cores, though, isn't it? The more cores you've got, the more performance you've got.
Yeah. See, I'd see this is Paul. This is where Paul and I are very different. Paul would go for, the second-hand cheap option. I'd go for the brand new, reliable, future-proof, fucking hypercar of the day, and it works. I've got a laptop from 2015, and I went into the Apple shop with it because it did need a new battery and keyboard thing at one point. And he said, look, you've got a Ferrari of a machine. This was a Ferrari when it was out. It just happens that there's faster Ferraris out now. But at the time, it was the top spec model, and it's lasted 10 years. And I still do the odd live sound recording on it and video editing on it, and it just about handles it. Yeah.
So at one point, I think I'm going to have to just go full Mac. I think it is going to happen, and I'm just going to have to pay whatever it is. I've got enough here to sell if I need to make some money back and buy something. That'll be going down as a tidy little business expense. But back to Gearfest. So,
what are you looking to see?
Know what, this year, Ed, I'm going to try and go out of my comfort zone, and I'm going to push my autism to places it's never been before, where I'm going to be uber positive, and I'm actually going to introduce myself to people. Ed's never seen that before. Ed, what happens is, Ed takes me in a room, and he introduces me. I just hover. I watch Ed introduce himself, and then I wait for Ed to introduce me, and then I come in, and then it's all jokes and blah-de-blah. But this year, I'm actually going to go out my way to speak to people, and when people come and speak to me, I'm going to try and converse more than I normally do, because I do get very anxious. And if you want to run a business, it's funny, when people are in the studio, fucking hell, it's hard to get them out the studio because I'm too busy blabbing. But, when it comes to, networking with people and, speaking to manufacturers and stuff, and learning that my own opinions, aren't going to work at that specific time. There's a time and a place to tell somebody that their headphone amp is absolutely shit in their interface. There's a time and a place. There's a time and a place, Paul.
And the brand you're talking to are probably not the people to tell that to anyway.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think for me, whatever headphones are going to be there. I think head is going to be an interesting one because there has been murmurs of, Paul Third potentially having some head in the studio. Fuck, I better not say that to my wife. Jesus Christ. Love some head in the studio.
Well, at least you'd be getting some. You've been married 10 years. Where's that drumstick we just found?
Oh, wait, hold on. I've got to do it now. I've got to do That's a drum roll. Drum joke. Yeah.
We don't even know if this is recorded. Right, get rid of that. 'Cause I press stop and you press play and then
Right.
So head
speakers and the headphones, because I did hear them last year at Gearfest, and there has been talk about, obviously with me, being the new headphone authority for mixing. Obviously, I've got to get the headphones in. I've got to actually try theirs. So again, Freddie, will be there. And I'll have a few certain conversations about speakers. Certainly there's meant to be a pair of speakers coming, hopefully. And again, maybe we can try and get the headphones in. But I think I want to have more of a try of more speakers. And even though they're not in, proper rooms, I think what I was doing, because I was so anxious, was I found it awkward, especially when we were in the key room, because the key room was so small and there was like one couch, and it was almost like I was sat beside people that I didn't know. And they've got one guy that's going, yeah, man, this is fucking amazing. Oh, God, I love it. And me and Ed are sitting there like, this sounds fucking terrible. Jesus Christ. But no, I think I need to be more objective, sit there, critically listen and ask questions. I think Gearfest is a really good place to actually sit in, even though they're not in like the best of rooms, but to have conversations with people and get, reps to answer questions, again, if you're interested. Even like, I'm quite interested to go back, I think it is going to be there again, is the Audioscape room, because I remember last year we took Andrish and he hogged the stay level, Audioscape stay level, and I was like, I kind of want to get in to try it on a vocal, and he was like, oh yeah, and then somebody else took it after him and I went in the cream puff because I'm so impatient. So I'll probably check out some of the Audioscape stuff, because they're probably one of the only pieces of outboard that I may still get in the studio, just in case, I've said it many times, in case Acoustica stops supporting Nebula altogether and I can't use my Tim Petherick convolution compressors, because Audioscape do the BA6 and they do the stay level. And if they sound as good as the real deal, then I would be interested having them in the studio. So again, I could maybe have a conversation with them. I suppose the whole time, Ed, I'm sitting there trying to be a chancing bastard the whole time. I wasn't as much of a chancing bastard as I should have been last year, because at the end of the day,
you were a little bit. There was a bit of a competition in terms of who could get more stuff for the YouTube channels.
And who got the stuff? Who got the MX4s?
You did get the MX4 contact.
Yes, I did.
Thank you.
I did.
Thank you.
I did. And by the way, I hope
my review on those is live.
It is
flopping hard, but it's a great video.
Flopping hard, just like everything else in his life. But it's okay.
Says the married guy.
How do you think I'm happily married, Ed? So all I've got to really say, right?
This... a wife, that's why. It's all I've got to do with what you're doing.
Enough. Shut your puss, right? So this year, I'm going to try my best to try as much stuff, but actually try it. Like, honestly, I'd go in a room because of my anxiety and I'd be like, I need to get out of here. I'm actually going to sit and almost be like a bit of an audiophile and sit there and be like, no, let's get immersed in it and let's sit in there. And again, I will go to the SSL booth and I will, again, be objective. And this year I want to get all of the bad...
Oh, they might have the Oracle.
They will have the Oracle, I imagine, so...
And we know someone who's buying one.
We
made
do,
it official.
Mr. Paul Ashmore, yes. Fucking hell,
I'll
man.
be picking his brains about that on Tuesday at the Amphion event.
I know, honestly, I've never met a guy that could just spend money on audio gear.
DistroKid sponsor the Working Audio Tools podcast, and you can get 30% off your first year's subscription using the VIP link in the YouTube video description and podcast show notes. DistroKid makes distribution of your music easy with unlimited uploads, and you get to keep 100% of your royalties and earnings. Join over 1 million artists who rely on DistroKid to get their music into Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, TikTok, Tidal, Instagram, and all other streaming platforms now and in the future. The new DistroKid app is available on iOS. Go and download it from the App Store now. From here, you can upload new releases. You can see your DistroKid earnings and withdraw these earnings. You can view and share your hyperfollow links. You can check your streaming statistics from Spotify and Apple, and even add and edit lyrics and song titles. So keep track of your releases on the move with the new DistroKid app, available on iOS. Download it from the App Store now. So I also want to check out the Alcons, because apparently their bigger system is going to be there.
Oh, right, okay.
In a bigger room, which is going to be fun. For me, though, things like headphones, speakers are cool, although the amount of brands who don't treat the room.
Yeah,
I get it, right? You want to hear the speaker organically and you want it to represent itself as well as you can in a room. But, like, really, you've got to show it. You've got to show what it can do, treat it. Because if it can't take 10 dB of low end because the room's crap, speaker's useless in that room, isn't it?
Pissing in the wind, definitely.
And I feel like with headphones, like for me now, unless I can EQ them and get into a mix on them, I can't tell how good a headphone is without comparing it to something that I know through an amp that I know and the EQ curve that I know. I've got an idea, but I don't have the kind of brain that you do, Paul, where you can, you remember how my Sennheisers sounded in my studio 2 years ago.
I do, yeah.
And you can compare that to everything. That's why you're the headphone guy. I don't work like that. I'm like, oh, it sounds all right. A bit bright. Tomorrow might sound a bit dull. It's probably just my hearing. Deal with it.
But to bring us on to headphones, not only are we going to Gearfest, we're going to Can Jam on the Sunday as well. I've never been to Can Jam. I don't know what to expect. But I would say Can Jam will be the kind of, Paul Third paradise where I just get to try everything and basically go around every headphone manufacturer and be like, remember, have you ever seen that documentary? Remember the documentary that Martin Bashir did on Michael Jackson? And he goes shopping with them and he just goes, I want that one, I want two of those, I want that one. That's basically going to be me in Can Jam. I'm just going to walk around with Emra. I have to get them and I want one of those and I want one of those. Because Emra Celik is going to be at Gearfest and he's going to be at Can Jam as well. So if, again, you do see me and Ed, you're going to see Emra there as well. It's going to be very, very interesting to have a weekend with my two wives, because my two wives have actually never met each other before. So again, and I want to be careful, obviously, and they both love me, equally, so I don't want it to be a thing where I have to obviously, so I've got this image, Ed, right, of kind of me getting there and thinking it's going to be great, and having both my parents kind of taking one arm and be like, no, he's my Paul, and he's like, no, he's my Paul, when actually in reality Ed will probably just see it as a good excuse to get rid of me. So at Gearfest you'll be like, where's Paul and Ed? Ed and Paul normally go together. You'll be fucked off somewhere.
I know, people probably won't recognise us on our own.
No.
It's like, do you remember at NAM? There were 2 days we were walking around, we were getting recognised. It was a bit weird. But then the third day, I went around wearing my channel-branded cap. Nobody said anything, because this is the branding. The forehead and the hair.
That is forehead and hair, man.
That's the recognisable Ed Thorne features, other than the northern eggy twang. So this year, I don't really have any interest in new gear. I know what I want. I'd like to try some new stuff, unless it's digitally recallable or I can try stuff for the channel. I'm not going to be too interested in any of the gear. Really, I am there just to hang out with people, because there's loads of people going that we've either had on the podcast. Leo's come in. This guy Julian I met on Fridays come in. Mark and James will be there from Present Day Productions. Rob might be there. Justin's coming down. Tyrone will be there. There's going to be loads of people there. So I'm just going to be having coffee and having beers and socialising.
And I think, Noah, that's something that is really important for me and Ed, because at the end of the day, being around people that have, the same mindset as you is really important. Al Lawson as well. I'm pretty sure Al will be there as well.
I think so. If he's not busy, yeah.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, there's loads of people that we know we've had on the podcast. And again, I'll guarantee, Ed, there'll be people that we meet and we get introduced to. Again, that happened last year, and it's great to be in a place where you can have chats about things that nobody else gives a fuck about. If I go in Errol, and I speak about audio, everybody's like, I don't care. I don't care. But when I go to like Gearfest and Can Jam and stuff, people are like, I actually want to speak to me about audio. And it's like, yes.
Is that how you react to them when they talk about their favourite sheep?
Yep, absolutely. I'm like farmers and stuff. I'm like, nah. Get me a fucking mic in front of it and I'll fucking do that. But no, I don't give a shit about being up at 5 o'clock this morning and fucking you're harvesting and shit.
Your local lot are more interested in putting a mic up here. Anyway, in other news, I signed up to EngineEars this week, Paul.
You did you? Oh, wow.
Yeah, I took the jump and set myself up a profile, and I had a chat with one of the guys who works there about various things. And it seems to be quite an interesting platform, but you've got to get 3 mixes under your belt, or 3 projects under your belt, before you can be verified and then put out into the public forum. So I've sent one client there already, so I've got one job verified, and I just need another couple of things that I can swerve away from my website and put through EngineEars to become verified, and then wait for whatever happens, whether that be not much or not. Besides that, my marketing campaign on social media has happened. I had a bunch of inquiries, mostly people asking questions like, how much do you charge? Can you mix this style? Can you master that style? And, things that would be reasonably easily found out clicking on the link.
Bro, tell me, what's the best interface under £200?
Yeah, there's a certain amount of spoon feeding, isn't there, on the internet? And what we decided was from a Facebook Meta ads expense point of view, and this I think is why Audio Animals sell mixers for £100 and masters for 50, because if you get a booking of those, Facebook take a conversion fee. Smaller the price, obviously the smaller they charge. So smaller fee they charge. So it has been bestowed upon me to do a 2-track beat and vocal mixing package for £100, and I'm on the one hand, it's an easy mix, right? If you think about the template, it's going to be 2 channels, right? That is like literally like a plug in your template and away you go. There's no mix prep for that. Don't even need buses. Just run them into a. So for £100, I reckon you could bang out 5-6 of them a day, easy, and you can make quite a good day rate, I reckon. But there is the perceived value.
Yes, which I've always told you.
Everyone thinks you're worth £100 and
don't want to pay more.
I've got mentors screaming at me in my imagination. So I'm slightly conflicted about that. But in lieu of anything else filling my diary, I think I might try it.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, right, there's no harm in trying stuff. And if it works out, it might work out for you. For somebody like me, I don't see there being any benefit, because at the end of the day, my work is going to be pretty sporadic anyway, and I'm just like, when work comes in, I've got a bit of a better chance to charge more because I'm a little bit of more of a niche. I mean, it's not very hard. It's not very easy to find, full all-in-one studios like mine in Scotland. Glasgow, yeah, but again, if you're in kind of the Perth, Dundee, Arbroath, going all the way up to like Aberdeen area, it gets a little bit more difficult. So it's worth a try, and it's good to know that you've went on EngineEars, because at the end of the day, that might open you up further. Again, everything's like an algorithm, but look, at the end of the day, mate, right, if you can get maybe 2 mixes a month out of EngineEars, would you say that would be worth it? Or would you say, okay, here's the question. What is the minimum that you would want to get out of a platform like EngineEars for you to say it is not even a success, just to say that it's working?
Yeah, 3.
Okay.
Feel like 3 a month would be like, okay, I can justify maintaining this and making a bit of effort with it.
How much is it a month, by the way? How much is it a month?
So if you do the free version, they take a 10% admin fee off you.
Right, okay.
Processing fee. So £100, you get £90, so you price accordingly. But then if you pay a subscription of, I think, £5 a month, you don't get any service charges. So if you're getting like a few, really even you need like 1 job a month at £100 and you're saving £5. So it's kind of a no-brainer, really.
Yeah.
But I'm in discussions with my contact there now about that, and we'll see how that unfolds. But the other thing that's interesting, and this is why I've decided to or I'm deciding to push the 2-track thing is that's one of the options on EngineEars. There's 3 options. Well, sorry, there's 4 or 5. You've got a recording package. You've got like a mixing package, a 2-track package, a mastering package, and there's another one off the top of my head, I can't remember. And basically what you can't do is what I do on my website, where I've got different tiers of mixing packages depending on how big the project is. Bigger the project, bigger the price. You've got one price fits all, which made me think of some interesting potential conflicts in terms of someone goes to my website, says, well, I paid you £400 for that mix, why are you charging $350 on EngineEars? But, that's up to 256 stems. It's like, okay, go via that if you'd like, but you won't get any of the extras. So what I've decided to do is on my website offer free stem prints, which I can do now because I've been using Forte AI, which is a software with Pro Tools and Logic now, I think. There's an AI-based session prep software, and it can also do your stem bouncing, kind of like Bounce Butler, and it does it all for you. And I've been using that and liaising with that company, and that's going quite well. So basically I can leave the computer for like half an hour and it'll just do that for me, which is great. So there's ways I've been thinking how I can upsell to booking through the website. Whereas on EngineEars, if you want extra stems, it charges a minimum of 5%, I think, of the total fee. So if you charge £400 a mix and somebody says they want an additional, like an a cappella or an instrumental, they have to pay £20 for it. There's no way. You can charge more, but the minimum is 5%. So there's that, which is quite expensive for a stem. So there's pros and cons to both platforms. The way I look at it is the different communities. I've got mine through YouTube and Instagram. EngineEars will be a whole different community. So we'll see how it goes. But progress was made.
I'll tell you somebody else that I want to introduce you to at Gearfest. It's going to be PreSonus. Because I think I watched your story today about Ed having a fucking panic attack and a pure rage.
Forgot to delete that.
About his pure Pro Tools and how look, Ed, I've told you before, Pro Tools used to do stuff like that to me all the time. And I'd be like, how did I even do what I just did there? And I'd have to undo everything and I'd have to find backups of sessions and stuff.
Oh yeah, button bashing in Pro Tools is a terrible idea because it's fucking 100%. Key command for everything.
But PreSonus will be interesting because I genuinely do think that Ed needs to get on Studio One, especially if we're going to look forward into this whole collaboration idea where me and Ed can do joint mixes. It's set up for Studio One. It'll be like a doddle. And I know if Ed gets used to Studio One and he maybe goes and gets the Fader Port 16 and stuff, with all the stuff that I could do visually, all the shortcuts that I could do, the way that it works for routing analog and stuff like that, I'm like, you'll really, really like it. So I'm hoping that the PreSonus contact that I know is going to be there, and we can maybe see if we can make something happen, because I want Ed to be on PreSonus. I want him to be on Studio One because it's the way forward for me and to make my life easier as well if Ed was on Studio One. But
what will probably happen is I'll be like, no man, no way, it's better than Pro Tools. Industry standard, yeah, and it's expensive, yeah. I've got to pay for it every year, yeah. And then in 2 years, I'll be like, yeah, why didn't I just do that 2 years ago when you suggested it?
Yeah, as always, Paul's right in the end.
Nanos.
Yeah, but that's another thing is what I'm going to want Ed to do, because Ed's coming with me to CanJam. I want Ed to listen to as much as he can. So I'm considering bringing the Varnas with me, fucking $3,000, fucking hyphen in his Varnas, so Ed can hear them in a room EQ'd, so I'll bring them so we can listen to them in the studio.
Won't they be at CanJam? I swear Hyphen have said they're going to be there.
They are, but you can never listen to anything EQ'd, and it's not EQ'd to the EQs that me and Emery use. And his Varnas are an absolute nightmare to EQ because it's I'll show you here. They've got a subwoofer.
The ones with the sub. Oh.
Yeah, so there's actually a crossover in here. So actually you've got to take out a lot of low end in them. So
I think I've got those coming though from Hyphen.
Oh, if you do, that's a fucking game changer, that. But yeah, there's loads of things. Dan Clark, I want to again try the E3. I want to try the Noir X. I'll see again if what topping is going to have. Again, speak to my topping rep. If I think Marie from
Are they
Topping
gonna be
is
there?
going to be there. Yeah, I think Emma said to me they're going to be there. I think Marie's going to be there. And because I've got my eye on the Topping DX9 Discrete, which is basically my Topping discrete stack in a DAC amp with more power. So I've got my eye on that one, and then that'll be me officially done. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to spending. It'll be the longest I've been down in London. So I fly. I'm actually flying, not getting the train. So I'm flying from Dundee to London. I'll be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Spend most of Monday, and then Monday night I'll be flying back home. So yeah, it'll be quite a long time. I'll be staying at Ed's gaff, and I'm quite looking forward to seeing Ed's new gaff as well, because again, he's bought himself a house and not a house, fucking hell, he's not a millionaire. He bought himself a flat in London.
Bought himself part of a house.
Part of a house.
It's a flat in a house.
And know what's even better? There's actually a room for me as well. Paul Thorne has a room, and I hope you've decorated it for me. I want to come in, and there's diffusers in there, and is it acoustically treated for me as well? But just maybe like a pair of headphones and a laptop, just in case I want to have a little.
What cave have you crawled under, mate? Crawled out from?
My life is a cave.
Yeah, I've acoustically treated my spare room for you.
Good. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, I think we just wanted to make a quick video to talk about. Yeah, we will be at Gearfest, and it will be Saturday morning. So many of you going to Gearfest will probably watch this in the morning. And yes, we're just kind of going out there and saying it. If you do see us at Gearfest and Can Jam, don't be afraid. We're not monsters, right? We've not got two heads, right? We're not confrontational people. You can come across to us, have a chat. Look, we're there to socialise, as Ed said. Okay, I am autistic. I do find it difficult to start conversations. But once you get us in a conversation, you kind of shut us up, as you know in this podcast. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to going back in Ed's studio, because I've not heard his Amphions since he got them. Are the heads?
I better recalibrate it.
Get that fucking calibrated, I swear to God. Because I will tell you, I've seen it some shit. I feel like Ed's like pure quivering. Like I'm like in the sweet spot. And
I'm not. Why do you think I'm on headphones? The room's a disaster below 150 hertz.
At least I've told us now. At least I've told you now. So when I tell you it's shit, I'm not going to hurt your feelings. But no, I'm looking forward to listen to the Amphions, because I've not heard Amphions in a properly treated room, i.e. the smaller ones. When we were at MSMs, that fucking hell, they were like the tower. It was fucking gigantic, and the pure sub was mental. But yeah, I've got
the same ones, just without the subs and nearer.
Yeah, no, but those subs were beautiful in his room. It was like, yeah.
Right, we've kept that episode short enough, so hopefully the perfect duration for your commute to Gearfest. Come and say hello, and if we're not too exhausted, we will be polite. Just if I'm not, feed me.
Yeah, I know Ed is like that Kit Kat advert. You're not you when you're hungry. So I'll make sure Ed's fed and he's well beered. I'll be a little bit loose as well. I'm Scott. As much as I'm like said to my wife, no, I'm not going to go. I won't go daft. Right, LA will not happen ever again. I'm not doing what happened in LA, even though
Have you remortgaged your house to buy some beers down here now? Because it's fucking expensive in London now. I do
have a business account now. I do have my Tide card.
Oh yeah, expensive. Yeah. Yes. Double vodka and cokes at 3 a.m. in central London.
Yeah, I know.
Paul's accountant's like, what the fuck is this, Paul?
she's not even Scottish. Get what that? I'm done with you now, right? This is the kind of stuff you can imagine.
Gonna get the cream puff with you.
Fucking hell, my God, right.
We'll see you soon. Everyone.
Yeah, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
It's not been emotional, is it?
No, not at all. Fuck off now. Bye-bye.
DistroKid hosts a range of visually engaging social media promotion tools to help your release stand out from the crowd. Creative and colourful social media cards incorporate your artwork to help your release stand out. These are free to download and can be highly effective promoting your release. DistroKid also offer mini videos, which are free, short, customizable videos incorporating your artwork and a short clip of your track. And if this wasn't enough, DistroKid also have a tool to create a Spotify canvas generator, which is the video that plays in the background when you're playing a song on Spotify. Simply choose a theme and choose from dozens of different creative artwork concepts. These are free to use and great for engaging your audience, available on DistroKid. For an additional subscription of $8.25 a month, you can get your music videos distributed to Apple Music, Vivo, and Tidal, and you'll keep 100% of your royalties. with DistroVid from DistroKid.